destroyed.
Second time, yeah.
Okay, we can.
They're very ancient.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty interesting stuff.
70
Om.
AD.
Yeah.
It was destroyed.
Om. Sahana Vavatu. Sahana Bunatu. Sahaviryam Karvavahe. Tejasvinavadhetamastu ma Vishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So Shvetashvatra Upanishad, chapter 6 and verse 14, page 193. So there the sun does not shine, neither do the moon and the stars, nor these flashes of lightning shine. How can this fire, that is, how can the fire shine? That shining, all these shine through his lustre. All these are variously illumined. There, the light, the man of light. So it's a beautiful kind of, it's poetic. It's so poetic. There, the sun does not shine, nor the moon, nor the stars. What about a fire? No, fire can't go out and shine. He's shining, all these shine. There it is. It's his luminosity. Through his luster, all these are variously illumined. So, as they say, he is the light of the light. That's the light of light. So, really, because it is these. Imagine if there was no lights like these. Uh, there, there wouldn't be life. Some, they're so connected with this sun. Hmm. And somewhere in those bubbling pools of water in the primitive earth, uh, some molecule clumped together and then they started the whole process. But it needed heat, it needed a kind of a chemical soup, it needed the sun, and there it was, fire and sun. Well, in fact, Swami Vivekananda was extremely, you can say, this is how you try to describe the reality which is beyond all the known luminaries. That is not Hollywood luminaries, because luminaries. You, you've been used to all these things. Mm, so that's why I say, na tatra suryo bhati, na chandra tarakam, ne ma vidyuto bhanti, kutoyam agnihi, tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam, tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati, bha. This bha. Bha means light. Bha. That's why the name of India is actually Bharata. Bha. Yeah. Yes. They say the constitution of India, that is Bharata. Like Japan, what's the name of Japan? For them, it's not Japan. It's Nippon. 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 Hmm.
Oh,
I
that's
always
where that
wondered why
comes
they got that
from.
word.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's slang. It was.
Nippon Airlines.
Yeah. So we have Bharat, that's shines. This verse is an exact replica of what you find in the Katha Upanishad. That's the reason why these couple of verses, preceding verses, and some of the even the previous chapters, we have a kind of a resemblance of these. All those verses have been taken like lock, stock, and barrel. Here it is. They were so popular that they became popular in various traditions of the various oral traditions. These were all oral traditions. One family was given the task of protecting this branch of the Vedas by memorizing it, by teaching, by learning, all these things. So some verses became so extremely popular. The other oral traditions also picked that up. So here we have, there the sun does not shine. What shines then? So it's always you have the reality which is self luminous. It does not need any other thing to spark it into kind of activity. Like it is the sun, as we know, it's a kind of a nuclear reactor. Boom, 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 boom. There's like a fusion going on there. Of course, we are trying to have a kind of a fusion reactor, and a fission reactor. We are trying to. So it is the the play of, you can say, particles that's giving rise to this luminosity, this light. But the reality does not need any material, does not need any other entity to illuminate itself. Do you need someone else to tell you that you exist? No.
I sure do.
Only when they're intoxicated. Otherwise, it's a self evident fact. I exist. Even if the whole world tells you, my dear man, you don't exist. I know. It's like Swami Vivekananda says, you've come, you've seen the country. And if later people try to convince you that you haven't seen that country, what will you do? You'll smile. Okay. Because I have that experience. The sense of existence is indubitable. That's the only thing that you can be certain of. Nothing else. Everything else is, I walk down the street and the car might come and pump me. I'm not certain. A guy might come and push me down and I'll sprawl on the street. Nothing is. I might stumble, something might hit me. Anything can happen. I'm not certain of anything in this universe. I'll live tomorrow. I'm not even certain for that. That then, but I am certain about one thing, that I exist at this moment of time, and I'm the guy who's been existing all through. So the past and the present, that's the same guy. Yeah. Why is that certain? Because consciousness itself, existence itself, is a kind of a evidence. You are that. You don't need two people to tell you this guy exists. So that's the reason why he's saying there the sun does not shine. Where actually? In the self, in that supreme reality. Where is that reality? Well, it is within you, within everyone. That's important. How come we don't even see it? Yeah, we feel it. It's not yet actualized. What we are doing is we are taking various props to prop ourselves and to prop our talents and prop our lives. And oh, without this, my life is useless. Without that, my life is empty. Oh, yeah, really. I keep on propping myself up, and then I find myself, oh, I'm propped by all these things. God, why don't I just try to understand that I don't need any prop? I am the prop of the whole universe. There I am. Yes, that's what he's saying. There in the Supreme Self, there in the Supreme Self, that Supreme Self is there within us. It is the support of the universe. Yeah. So, how do we actually go out there? The Upanishads has been giving us various paths how to go and realize that reality there in this. But this is the first thing you must know, that you you have to divest yourself of all other evidence for yourself. I am self revealing, self evident, at least to me. Yeah, that's important. When I start from here, people say, is there anything real in this world? Saying, yeah, you, me, yeah, you, not you externally, but internally, you are that reality. Oh, yeah. Then why you searching for the reality here and there in all these places? Well, you dive within yourself, and then you'll find it's exactly this. Then you'll know, oh God, here it was, and I've been searching. I give the example of a musk deer. We have this in the Himalayas. We have these deers. They give off a kind of a beautiful fragrance, and the deer itself is fascinated by the fragrance. Where is it coming from? Where is it coming from? It's actually coming from its navel. The traditional teaching is it comes from the navel. So that musk, that fragrance, it's within itself and it's searching for it. We are exactly in the same quandary. We are that reality and we are searching for that reality here and there and everywhere.
Like in the temple.
Hmm.
We can stay home now.
Oh, yes, if you can stay home and plunge inside, there you are. You don't need any temple. Like I said, you are the prop of the whole universe. Yeah. Hmm. But till you don't realize that.
You're the teacher, make me realize it.
So that's the reason why the sun and the moon and the stars and then the fire, these are the great, you can say. Even in the other Upanishads, we have this uh, Antar Jyotir Brahmana. I think last time I told you what serves as a light for man. Well, the sun sets what? The moon sets and what? Well, the stars set and what? Well, fire, and then fireflies, and then the sound of you can call somebody and you can direct your steps towards that sound of somebody calls you, and when everything else has become quiet, astam as they say, astam, then it is the self that serves as a light. This is exactly what it is, a self that actually is that self-luminous, and constantly it's being mentioned in the scriptures. It's a tatra swayam jyotir bhavati. Then that person becomes self-luminous. That person realizes that self-luminosity. So here he's saying, well, uh, various in the other Upanishads as well as even in the Bhagavad Gita, these uh, idea, the Jyoti Sham Apita Jyoti, the light beyond all lights, Tamasa beyond all darkness. So we have a kind of a material universe, and it's talking about a spiritual universe. We have to know this spiritual universe through something what is known. We know this. We know the sun and moon and stars and planets and all these things. Yeah, this is known. Now, what is beyond this? You have to proceed from the known into the. Apparently, it's unknown now. The self is right, unknown. It is kind of vaguely intuited, but it is not unknowable. Right. Yeah. It is the most noble of everything. Like there is here, what's on the dark side of the moon, on the other side of the face. That's dark face. I don't know, but it is knowable. You can send probes. You can send. People are sending probes. China has been sending all this, and they are searching all these things. The dark side, dark face of the. It is knowable. So similarly, this self, it's not completely unknown. You intuit it very faintly, as well as it is knowable. And that's the reason why we unconsciously strive to know that. You are actually impelled, whether you want it or no, you are impelled to know that because people, especially human beings, they always go towards a light. You noticed? It's not just a moths and fireflies and all these things. We are oriented towards light. We are light loving beings. Everything that's dark and shady and mysterious, we are afraid of these things. It is a kind of a terror. All these dark forces, they have been always on the fringes of human society and civilization. Don't go there, the mother tells them. Don't go there. There are dragons out there. Be careful. Yeah. So we were told to stay in the path of light, and all religions and everything have been telling you this is your path full of light and love and knowledge. Stay on this. Don't go towards those dark places. So we have been light seeking, light loving people. Why? Because that reality, that self luminous reality, has been drawing our attention, drawing our love, drawing. Yeah, there you got it.
Gotta write it down.
We take the next one, page 194. The English translation, of course, of the verse is 195. There is one supreme self in the midst of this universe. He himself is the fire that is fully established in the water. That's the body. By knowing him alone, one goes beyond death. There is no other path to go by. These last two lines have been kind of a constant refrain of this sage, Svetashvatra. Tameva viditva atimrityumeti nanya phanta vidyate. There is no other way, there are no other means to immortality. There is no other path but this. So why should he dictate that this is the only path? I mean, not the path of do's and don'ts. And this is the path to immortality. That is, you've got to transcend this. How do you transcend? By knowing that. Tam eva viditva. By knowing that. By knowing him alone. So it is knowledge alone that gives us that immortality. It gives us freedom. It goes and it takes us beyond death. By knowing him alone, one goes beyond death. Yeah. What's death and what's life? And it is this existence that is appearing as life and death. And once you know, in Vedanta, it's always like what how do you free yourself? How do you become, we can say, liberated? Through knowledge. That's why Shankaracharya also Jnana vihina sarvamatena muktim na bhajati janma satin. Without knowledge, you will never attain liberation. So what if you have done hundreds and thousands of works for hundreds of lifetimes? Because the an iron chain is can bind you as fast as the golden chain. So you are doing good works and this and that. You're a good boy and you're a good girl and you're very nice, very nice. But that's a golden chain. One has to transcend both good and bad, and that comes through absolute knowledge, where you can free yourself from the both the good and bad in the phenomenal world. This is so when you know that, by knowing that reality alone, one can become free. One can. And what's the nature of that? There is one supreme self in the midst of this universe. There. He himself is the fire that is fully established in the water. That's the body. So last time we had said Eka, one. There is one reality, and that is the supreme reality. Ham Saha. That is the supreme self. You know, in the Ramakrishna mission, you have that symbol, kind of a circle with with a serpent circling, wavy waters, and a lotus, and a swan. And then you have the four yogas, actually, the sun behind it. The sun is the sun of knowledge. Then you have the lotus, which is devotion, bhakti. We have the serpent, that's yoga, the kundalini. And the wavy waters is karma yoga. So Swami Vivekananda designed in such a way that by the combination of all these four yogas, which are symbolically represented as snake and water and lotus and sun, is a vision of the Supreme Self. And the Supreme Self is symbolized as a swan. So everywhere you'll find this kind of. I don't have.
They have it in a monastery,
Yeah, you have it
in the
here.
living room.
It's in the
Kind of-
book, yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be a good T-shirt.
So it's written there, Tanno Hamsa Prachoda. Hamsa is that supreme self. And somehow we are, you can say, reminded, or we try to remember it through our breath. Hum sa, sa hum. If you breathe like, na, you breathe in sa, ha, sa, ha, sa, ha. Reverse it, hum sa. Or I am that, I am that. I am that supreme self. So you are actually, with each breath, you are reminding yourself, I am that. But what makes us forget the whole thing? Somewhere deep down, we need to be hit a little more harder. So you're saying, can we really forget? No, we can't really forget. We remind ourselves over and over again with each breath. So that is the supreme self. And I am that supreme self. I am that. I am that. So where is that? It's in the midst of the universe. Bhuvanasya Madhya. For me, my universe is my body. That's the first universe of mine. We have many universes. Yes, we have many. This is my universe. This is my world. Yes, this is. Then other people, they have their own worlds. So, in the, if I can look at it like that, the microcosm, yes, the supreme self exists here in the microcosm, and in the external world, macrocosm, where exactly that reality exists in each and every component of the universe, from the smallest to the small, from greatest to the great. Anoraniyan Mahato Mahiyan. It's in the it's the subtlest of the subtle and the greater than the greatest. It is there, hidden in all things. And if we can really draw that supreme reality out from its coverings, that's the idea of spiritual practices. So here in this microcosm of me, I have to gradually extract that supreme reality which is within me, this world. Bhuvanasya madhya. How? Sa eva agni salile sannivishtaha. So he's saying, the 195 the page, he himself is the fire that is fully established in the water of the body. Okay. It's like, this is kind of a mystical, these are mystical books. They have more or less been clarified for us because of the commentaries. So, what is that? That itself is a fire, like a fire, because it burns away all ignorance. What is that burns away? Even in the Bhagavad Gita, they said the fire of knowledge burns away all the dross of karma. It's how do we get free from our karma? You bring in knowledge. Knowledge is like the fire that burns away everything. It's a symbolically spoken of as fire. It's otherwise, oh, knowledge is like fire. Oh God, a knowledgeable person will burn everything down. Everything is combustible. So, Gyan Agni, they say, this Agni, this fire. And that fire is like a kind of, a symbol of that supreme self. Even in the previous verses, in this and even the Kathopanishad, Angushta Matra Purusha, the soul, the size of a thumb, Jyoti River, like it's luminous beyond all darkness. Hmm, luminous, yeah. This size. There was a guy, a Swami, I think. He wasn't a Swami. Well, in an ant, how come you can have a soul at this size? Well, it means the ant's thumb is the index. So the soul is there like that. It's subtle. So this, like the soul in many traditions, religious traditions, it's like the soul comes down as a form of fire, you know, and then mm, I think it's in the Bible also, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there.
Yeah, I was thinking, Swami, from a biblical perspective, uh, that Moses went up on the mount, the burning bush,
Mm.
and then at Pentecost, the tongues of
The
fire.
tongues of fire. There we have.
tongues of fire.
There we have.
There are a lot of
Symbols.
a lot of various
Everywhere. It's
fire imagery in the New Testament and in the Old Testament.
not in the Babylonian religion. You have the Zoroastrian religion. You have
Fire
the
imagery,
Greek
yeah.
religion. Yeah, fire was an element what was loved, venerated. And why? Obviously, like I said, we are light-seeking and light-loving beings.
Light what?
Light-loving,
What was the other word?
light-seeking.
Seeking. I said eating.
So, yeah, kind of the soul is also sometimes symbolically depicted like a tongue of fire, sometimes like a bird, sometimes like a this, sometimes like that. It's like a tongue of fire. So here we have. So, and where is it established? It's fully established in the body. Yeah. Why? Because here another verse has to be correlated here. It's mentioned here. Thus, indeed, after the fifth oblation, the waters come to be called a person, Purusha. There's a in the Chandogya Upanishad, one of the Upanishad, we have uh, the sacrifice of the five fires, Panchagni Vidya, and one after another, the person has to offer oblations, and after the fifth oblation has been poured into the fire, that is called the person. From that emerges the person. It's a long process. One day we'll look at it, how that oblation is called and why it is called a fire. From that oblation, a person is born. That's why it's called person, Purusha. So it is taken that. So that's why he's saying in this or fifth oblation, the waters come to be called a person, or salile in the heart that has been made pure like clear water by sacrifice, charity, yajna, dana, tapa. So this thing, like there is something called, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere I must have read somewhere, fire in the water or something like that, fire in the sky or something like that, smoke in the water,
Smoke on the water.
smoke on the water, something like that, huh? There you have, and you have fire in the water also, no? Kind of uh, this kind of volcanic eruption or some lava emerging out, and as if the water is on fire. Huh? There, yeah.
Oil and gas.
Oil spills.
Oil spills,
Oil
gas.
spills.
Oil,
For sure.
and now with the Amazon burning, whoa,
Oh, terrible.
how terrible, terrible, God.
And losing a lot of oxygen.
We are losing ourselves.
Where we live on oxygen.
And this oxygen was manufactured not by us, by the very tiny creatures for millions and millions and millions of years. It transformed this earth by producing oxygen. And then the trees contributed, yeah, at taking the carbon dioxide and give you the oxygen. And somehow we have been so negligent and so destructive. I can't understand. If this was 4 or 5 centuries ago, we can understand their mindset.
Yeah.
But in this age, how can you even think like that?
Ignorance.
Neanderthalish.
Ignorance, obviously.
Oh, God. So here it is. And of course, the body is made of water. 70%, 70% of the body is water. You are water. Yeah, there you are. And that's why you have this water therapy and all these things. Drink water, drink water, drink water. Water is the medicine. If it can be drunk properly, you don't need to take any other medicine. Drink water while sitting down, and in the correct quantity. You are water. And we have emerged from the waters. We came out like small fishes, and then we colonized the land. We in the interim period, we could stay on the land also, and can go in the water also, kind of semi-aquatic, semi-land lubbers, as they say. And we have emerged from the waters, and yeah, it draws us at times. Waters, the water of life. Hmm. So we have emerged from the waters, and gradually we have spread all over. So there is more life in the waters than on the land. That's another thing. But so this body is a kind of a receptacle of water, and that supreme soul is like that fire. you get hot water.
No need for a water heater.
What else are we full of?
The idea is, in a way, because we feel our bodies and the senses and the mind are conscious. But we must realize that the consciousness is derived from something else. It's that tongue of fire that is now warming the water. The body and the senses and the mind and the intellect and the ego is, as Sri Ramakrishna says, it's like those few, you can say, vegetables thrown in hot water, they are dancing, because of the heat. And why is dancing? Because there's a fire down there. You pull the fire out, and everything is quiet. And so we need to seek that reality within us, which is supreme, which is in the cave of the heart, as well as in the universe. It is established as like a kind of a tongue of fire in water, in the body. That's it. By knowing that alone, one overcomes death. There is no other way. It's not a kind of dogmatic. You can know it through any way, but know it. That's it. That's the goal of human life. What is that? Sri Ramakrishna says the goal of human life is to see God. Wow. Huh. I thought the goal of life was to be something or do something. Oh no. God, where's that guy called God? Uh, I've been searching for that. It's actually God has been searching for us. Where's this guy gone? In a way, where's that guy moving around here and there? So this is how we need to seek ourselves. First is that supreme self is there within you. It is you yourself. You are kind of reminding yourself with each and every breath. So, but how many supreme selves are there? There's one, and we are the reflections of that one supreme self. So, this is the basis. This is the support of our lives and of also of the universe. Okay, we'll stop here for now, though it's a little early for some questions.